everyone, and welcome back to All Together, the Family Science Labs, produced by LMSL, the Life Management Science Labs. So, over the last few weeks, you've seen me interact with some family members, go with things, and have quality time with them. I also found it being very beneficial because right now, during the Christmas break and the New Year's holidays, everyone's at home. So, all of our family members are at home. So it found a little bit too much, especially when you're not used to that much interaction. So I found it very helpful for me to go and spend a day on my own and do the things that I sort of really like doing. For me, I chose to go to a moving images gallery as well as a museum, and I just sort of spent a whole day walking around the city and just doing things at my own pace and just having that little freedom of being on my own, which is really important, I think. Like, when you're not used to spending so much time with your family during the Christmas break and holiday breaks, you're all together. And as great as that is, sometimes it can be a little bit too much for you, and sometimes you're not used to it, which is totally fine. I think I spoke to my sister about this a few days ago, and it felt so strange, all of us being home together. We didn't know what to do, because even though we all live together, we don't see each other that often, or a few of us go to work, a few of us work at home, so having that time where it's just separate is sometimes, I think, really good, and having our own things is totally okay as well. And I love hanging out with my family, but I also love balancing it out with time on myself. So I went to the museum, I went to the art gallery, I walked around the city, I got lunch, I hung around, and I just did the things that I really like to do. So going to the moving images gallery, it's called Acme in Melbourne. I'm not sure if either you're from Melbourne or you're not. If you're from Melbourne, you should know it. Acme is kind of like a moving images gallery, so it shows behind the scenes of the different films that come about, the different things that come about, how films are made. I think they showed Lego Movie and Dracula and the different things that take imagery. For me, I study film, so this is something that was it's like Candyland to me. It was so amazing. I got to see the different cameras that were invented throughout the years, and the development of lenses, development of audio, as well as how some films were made in the background, especially when it came to animation. The Lego Movie was one of my favorite films for a little while, so seeing how it was made, so especially looking at the CGI and stop motion animation that occurs, I think that it's always amazing to have a look at that. And if you love behind the scenes stuff and you're a little nerd for how things are made, especially like me, definitely if you're in Melbourne, go check it out or find something equivalent to that and where you're from. I love going to Acme. That was my first time there, and I loved going to it. I would definitely go and visit again, and probably go with my sister, who is also a big fan of that and who also studies something similar. She does animation, so that would be amazing for her as well. Then I sort of just walked around the city and just spent time around. I decided to walk everywhere in Melbourne. If you don't know this, there are trams that sort of take you to places, and there are plenty of trams in the city. However, I really love walking, and I really love taking that time to walk. And while I had the whole day to be completely alone, I took an opportunity to just walk everywhere. So my feet were aching at the end of it, but I loved just going there and just having some time by myself. Then I walked all the way up to the Melbourne Museum. It is an amazing museum with a lot of exhibits. I mean, definitely not as amazing as some other museums around the world, and I hope to one day get to see all of them because I am such a nerd for all these little things. I really loved going down to the Melbourne Museum and having a look at the different exhibits that they have. The Melbourne Museum is completely free, as well as Acme, actually, I should have mentioned. They're all completely free. So I just walked around the little exhibits and went up to the Mind and Body exhibit, went through motion picture kind of thing, looked at so many different things. I saw dinosaur skeletons. What else was there? There was so many things. There was an animation, and I'm gonna share all of this on the screen for you guys as well, but there are so many other exhibits similar to, there was a CGI on like the side of a wall where like dinosaurs would just start walking, and then there's one clip that I took at the perfect time where a T-Rex was just walking across my screen. It was pretty spooky. You could hear some of the kids in the background just like screaming their heads off, and it was pretty cool. I then went around into like little exhibits, and it was amazing to me just how much of this world was built off of this, and this is how much the world has improved. So I really loved going to this and sort of getting a reality check as to how much we've come. Not only like us individually have grown, but the whole society has sort of grown. Whether it's gotten better or worse is very opinionated, but I think that just the growing in itself and like the development of buildings, the progress that we've made as on our streets, I think it's pretty incredible to see the difference between then and now. So I love going to those two places. I haven't been to the Melbourne Museum since I was a child. It's something that we used to do as a family, or we used to do like school excursions, so it was nice to sort of get back into that little basic, simple areas. I don't know if I have mentioned this before, but over the last year, I think during 2022, I spent one day a month where I'm completely by myself, and I do take myself out on a date, whether it's going to a movie or going to dinner or doing something that I usually wouldn't do, or I usually wouldn't do alone. So I did that this month, and I really plan on continuing it for 2023. I still cannot believe we're in 2023, to be honest, or we're coming into 2023. And it's going to be, I really love to recommend that to anyone if you're ever wanting to have that time to yourself. Like once a month, I think seems perfectly fine, especially if you can't afford it. For me, I couldn't afford it this month, so I did everything that was for free. The only thing I paid for was lunch and the train fare getting there. Lunch was probably only about $30, and that was like for the whole, it was like a burger, fries, and a milkshake. Of course I had to do that. I felt like a little kid that day. And I got to spend time with just doing things, being in myself and being happy in myself and just enjoying each moment. And I think it's so important when you're looking into how you can better yourself. Quality time with family has been amazing, and quality time with friends is something that I really love doing, but also balancing that with being okay in yourself. I think I've grown to sort of find different ways that I can spend time and spend value moments, and just really enjoy myself. I think I recently did a recording, it's not coming out yet, but I recently did a recording on how to improve, like, and I asked a guest, what do you do in improving yourself? And she was suggesting pleasurable activities. That episode's gonna be out soon, and I really would highly recommend that episode. I will let you know when it comes out. So yeah, if you guys really want to see a little bit more of these vlogs, please just let us know. I really like doing it. I'm not that efficient when it comes to recording, and I'm not that great at doing it, but if you guys want to see more, just let me know. Follow our social media handles at the bottom of the screen, and definitely go and check out other shows that are around. If you just type in Science Labs or something like that, you'll be able to find it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of 2022. I hope in 2023 we'll all be super attentive and we'll all be completely amazing and just do our best for the new year. So happy new year to you guys, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Okay, bye.